Welcome to Beaver Park Golf Club. I'm Willaim Swan, the course manager. Beaver Park was formed in 1927, so our centenary is in another 7 years. So at the minute we're trying to do a lot of projects, get all the bunkers finished, the tees done. There's a stream network, so the club's investing a lot of money and would like all the work done for the centenary. It's a very heavily populated golf course. There would be about 45,000 rounds a year, so the demands on the greenkeeper would be even more. But the good thing about that is with the more rounds of golf, obviously there's more money, so that gives us more of a budget on the golf course. We have better machinery, we're able to do work on the golf course, but then the downside is that there's basically somebody on the hole every minute of the day, which hinders us to get the work done. But we have a good staff, we have good budget, and this allows us to keep the golf course in the condition that the members and the visitors want. Welcome back to Beaver Park Golf Club. I'm Willaim Swan. We're here today doing some more footage on modern day golf courses on our bunker construction. So we are on the last phase of the bunker construction. We have around 65 bunkers in, and over the next couple of days we're going to put another 9 in, just leaving us 1 hole. We have around 45,000 rounds of golf a year, so bunkers play a big part of a round of golf, not only in the playability but the aesthetics of the golf course. So they're a big thing to get right, and it can really enhance the look of your golf course and the playability. So we're standing on the balcony here at the clubhouse. As you can see, the golf course is all in front of you. You have the 9th, the 10th and the 18th. And if you can see in the background there, we have the diggers going on the left-hand side of the 10th. It's quite a short par 5. So we're looking to tighten it up a wee bit and make it a better hole really, and visually more appealing, and also a better strategy to the hole. So this is that'll be the 17th hole completed, and we'll only have 1 hole left, which we'll do in January.
I'm Willaim Swan from Swan Golf Designs, and we're a golf course design company from the UK, and we're over helping Beaver Park today. Swan Golf Designs has been going for 50 years, 60 years since my granddad got us into the industry, and he became the constructor for most of Henry Cotton's golf courses, including Penina 50 years ago in the Algarve in Portugal. My dad followed him into the business, and I've been working with my dad Howard for the last 20 years almost. We're across here at Beaver Park working with Arne on the renovation of the Harry Colt course as it comes up to almost 100 years old. We're working here on the 15th hole, par 5, medium length par 5, reachable in 2 for the big guys, and we're just hoping to tidy up the approach, tighten it up, make it a bit more of interest, create a tighter second shot, and the potential of just rolling it in onto the front of the green for 2. The best thing about working here at Beaver is the soils. They've got fantastic sandy, loamy soils, which makes the job so easy. You can see the quality of the material there, and this is us working in autumn, it having rained 20 mil last night. So it makes it dead easy for us to work, and all kinds of construction with this kind of soil is just so much easier. When we're working away on heavy clay soils, it makes it just so much harder, and then it's harder to prepare the surfaces afterwards as well. All the drainage that has to go into it. importing good sandy root zone on top. We just don't have to do anything here. So if you're lucky enough to have soil like this, it makes the job easier and cheaper, and you get better results in the end of it as well. As you can probably see, it's beautiful sand down here, so we're not going to have to work too hard on the drainage. We've got plenty of slope to take the water away with the pipe drainage before we put in the liner, and then we're going to have the rubber permeating rubber liner to protect the bunker sand from the soil underneath, so that you've always got good, crisp, clean sand to play from as your bunker conditions. So we've come across to the 11th here, short par 3, and we renovated these bunkers last year. This bunker wasn't here at all, just put in to tighten up the approach. You can see it's all shaped up with the one close behind us on the approach to the green. But perhaps the most interesting bit about what we're doing here is the rubber liner that's being installed. The purpose of the rubber liner is to separate the sand from the soil underneath so it doesn't get contaminated. But the rubber liner is permeable, so the water goes straight through. So any heavy rain just goes straight through the sand, straight through the liner, into the drain that we've got there and away off the golf course. The beauty of it means that mornings like today, yesterday and overnight, 20 mil of rain, and it's bone dry. Obviously the sand's still a bit wet, but that's 4 inches of sand sat on top of the liner, and it just holds the water itself, so it's good playable conditions. No standing water in the bottom of the bunker, which is not what you see on some of the other bunkers which we haven't yet renovated. What we tried to do with the shaping of these two bunkers is make them look like they're right on top of the green. The tee further up there, only 150 yards away, but actually by playing with the levels and playing with the positions of these bunkers, it looks like they're right on top of the front of the green, when actually there's a huge space and a huge wide open space for people to run their ball into if they need to. It just looks harder than it actually is. The shaping that we've done is such that we've tried to keep the water away from the putting surface. So any surface water running in from the higher ground is diverted away from the putting surface into less important areas, so that the key playing surfaces are always drier and we're not creating problems for the green staff with the work that we're doing. Yeah. Okay, we'll lift up this by about half a metre.
Yep.
Usually decent material.
Yep.
There's a lot of turf in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there's just the swords and everything in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure we've got enough material up there for that one either, so we'll have to see where we get to on this one.
Sure, we'll use this straight after lunch, we'll use this and create the edge along here,
Yeah.
and then anything left then
We'll move on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, fine. Until we can have a bigger
We're at Beaver Park here, and we're in one of the areas between the wooded land. So what we're doing here is we're digging down really the depth of the digger, and the material that we have here is like a sort of red sand, very free draining, wee bit of loam in there so the grass can grow on it as well. Excellent material, and we're not having to spend any money. So we've taken maybe 2,000 tonne throughout all the bunker projects we've had, so that's saved us all the money, and even better, trying to transport the material down the golf course. So it's a real good asset to have. You can see it all here. and brilliant for the club, saving money, and we can utilise the material that's on the course already. So today we're on our last phase of our bunker programme. We have an architect in, that's Willaim Swan from Swan Golf Designs, and we have contractors, CRL. A lot of golfers would ask, why do you need these two people to be doing this? So the reason for the architect is really, it's a wee bit like a builder. A builder doesn't build a house without an architect designing it. I'm a wee bit like that. I can maintain the bunker, no problem, that's my field, but the architect can design them. Also, when you have an architect doing, it seems to carry more weight with membership, that they think he's more professional. Yes, it costs money, but when you put bunkers in, they really only they could be in for 20 years, so you have to put them in right at the start, and an architect will help you do that. We have our contractor CRL, they're really in with the diggers, and they have shaping buckets, and they're really specialised digger driving, so they can get the job done a lot quicker, a lot better finish on it. And then us as greenkeepers will come and finish those bunkers off. We'll turf them, we'll put the final root zone on them and drain them. So between the complement of the three people, we'll get the right job done in the bunkers.
One thing we've got to be aware of when we're working on the 10th here at Beaver Park is it's the second of 2 par 5s in a row. So the 9th is quite a long par 5. We renovated that last year. This year we're doing the 10th. So we've got to keep them, obviously they're a similar length, but we want to get them to play very differently for the golfers. So we've introduced an approach bunker which has never been here, just to tighten up that second shot, and for the long hitters, a bit of a carry hazard for those heading up here. You can probably see from this distance, it's beautiful soil. It's a joy to work with, and it's not raining today like it was yesterday, so it's made it a lot better. Possibly in the distance, you can just about pick up the new fairway bunkers going in on the left-hand side, and we're just going to shuffle the fairway across to the right-hand side towards the trees a bit more to increase the dog leg. Hopefully then we get away from long 9th with, again, approach hazard, but in a very different setting to this, and then a slightly shorter par 5 10th, 480 yards, definitely reachable in 2, but probably playing against the wind. So those hazards at the front just keep a bit of interest. And we've actually taken away the bunker on the left-hand side. We're going to create a bit of a dip, a runoff on the left-hand side of the green, which is going to help golfers move through because we're tight up to the 11th tee as well. So we're creating a bit of space, bit more space for the walk-off, less concentration of the traffic, but still keeping the difficulty for the golfers.
What about you? How are you? I'm Philip Reid.
assistant course manager here, 44 years. Like to say, still working away.
How you doing? I'm Nick Gill from CRL. I'm contracts manager for CRL. I'm in charge of the fine turf division. I've been working for CRL for 33 years now, and we've carried a lot of maintenance work, golf courses, football pitches and other sports complexes. With 60 staff. We've also had a verde drain on site here for 3 days as well. We've verded in the fairways over the years with all the golfers playing golf and the mowers going over the fairways. The ground's obviously compacted over right through from early spring right through, so it's good to relieve the compaction on it. So we have a 2.1 metre verde drain over on the 15th fairway at the moment, and we're verded in the way. So that's the
what depth are you verde draining?
Roughly about 8 to 9 inches. We'll put it in as deep as the machines allow, as long as the ground allows us to. Good ground we can get in 9, 10, 11 inches, but you're averaging anything from 6 to 9 inches on reasonable ground. But it's relieving compaction and stopping the thatch layer building up as well, so it's a process that Ireland does every year. We also carry out sand spreading as well on a lot of pitches, and quite a few golf courses that do sand spreading on their fairways too. So this time
what would be the type of sand that you would recommend, Nick?
You better go for coarser sand. Like we have known it as a zone 3 sand. Quite coarser. You can get lock sand, which does pass the sieve analysis for STRI on pitch construction, but it's a finer. The lock sand's a finer blend, so you're better using the coarser sand, which is a zone 3. It's basically a pit sand, and that's what we would use in the fairways.
What's your thoughts on plastering sand or builder sand? Does it have any place in it?
It's quite fine. It's quite fine. There's quite a bit of fines in it. It tends to not be as porous as what the zone 3 would be. So there's people use it, yes, but it can, and not an ideal circumstance. It's not ideal to use it really. You're better spending the money and buying the proper material, 100%.